Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. Now, when the PlayStation Portal first came out, like last year, I just couldn't see it, man. I just couldn't see it. I just couldn't see why anyone would really want to purchase that. Unless they just die hard PlayStation and Sony fans, I just couldn't understand why anyone would want to purchase it. And here's the reason why. I'm being fair here. Yes. It's a portable. But the thing is, it only connected to your PlayStation 5. Right? It didn't connect to PlayStation's cloud gaming system that they had at the time or anything. It only connects to PlayStation 5. So it's a buy-in. Beyond the actual portal purchase, you had to make sure you had a PlayStation 5. And even then, on top of that, from various, I won't say reviews, but it is reviews, so I'll just say reviews and user accounts and whatnot, the connection with it was just real spotty. It was inconsistent. I couldn't understand why anyone would want to purchase this device, even if you own the PlayStation 5, because you can only play your PlayStation 5 games. You can't play the cloud games. It just didn't seem like a good reason to purchase a device. It's a big ask, right? Now, on the contrary, and I'm not trying to make this an Xbox versus PlayStation thing. On the contrary, Xbox had their own little cloud system, and their strategy for game streaming was basing it on the cloud. No extra hardware. Matter of fact, everything you already have is gonna just work on Xbox. And that was their strategy versus PlayStation's, which is more of a dedicated, some dedicated hardware. But unfortunately, it only worked again with just the games that you had on your PlayStation 5. It didn't work with their cloud gaming system. So even if you subscribe to the cloud gaming system, you couldn't use it with this new device, which was weird. So anyway, fast forward, they've had quite a few updates, which improved the streaming from the PlayStation 5. Then of course the PlayStation 5 Pro came out. A few more updates and whatnot, and here we are now. So it had a recent update where I think it further optimized the streaming from the Wi-Fi. They can't fix the Wi-Fi antenna. I think from what I understand, the Wi-Fi antenna did suck. So you can't fix the Wi-Fi antenna or anything, but you can optimize the Wi-Fi on it, and then of course the home device as well, which was the PlayStation. And of course the PlayStation 5 Pro, I think that's what it's called. It has like Wi-Fi 7, I think. I want to make sure, but I think it's Wi-Fi 7, which is better, obviously. So it improved the PlayStation to PlayStation Portal, connection, and improved the gaming. So things got a bit more consistent. Streaming got better. There wasn't as much input lag, which was a big issue. But I mean, that's part of the game. That's part of the battle when it comes to streaming games at all. Gotta keep in mind, I did stream games, but this whole channel used to be about game streaming. Stadia, Xbox Game Pass and everything. It was all about that kind of stuff. Nvidia, all that. So whatever, I get it. There's gonna be those pitfalls when you're streaming, your game streaming. You're gonna have some issues, a little bit input lag. Every now and then it's gonna be a little bit of a little quirk in the system, and you're gonna have some issues where pixelization and artifacting and all that kind of stuff. So I get that, no big deal. Anyway, the update they had recently allowed it to stream directly, not only from the PlayStation 5, but directly from the PlayStation Game Cloud streaming. I think that's what it's all. I don't know what it's all called, but I think it's called something like that. That makes it a bit more powerful, right? So now you can actually play games that you don't own, right? And you can actually buy in. For example, I don't own a PlayStation 5. I could go up there, buy a PlayStation Portal, do the update, because I don't think it comes out the gate like this. You have to there's an update. Opt in, because I think it's a beta kind of thing. And now I can play their PlayStation Cloud games. I don't have to have a PlayStation 5, which was my biggest gripe before, because although I was used to just streaming on devices that I already had and didn't really understand the purpose or the reason why you would want to buy a dedicated device just for the streaming. I get it. Maybe you don't have really good devices for streaming. Having a dedicated device would definitely help. So I totally get it. And now with the I guess the option of just stream from the cloud makes sense. Makes sense. So it's a bit more palatable. And when I purchased it, when I'm not gonna purchase it now, not at all. But and I can see now, if you don't own a PlayStation 5, you don't use PlayStation games or anything, you can now purchase this thing as a standalone device. And that was my biggest issue. It was not a standalone device. You were required to have a PlayStation 5. If you wanted to buy a PlayStation Portal, you had to go buy a PlayStation 5 on top of that, and then buy some games to work with it. Now, not so much. So is it worth purchasing now? Well, for me, no, not really, because no, not really. I'm good. I got a Steam Deck. You know what I'm saying? I got ROG Ally. But for anyone else, it might be. If you want to play PlayStation games, or maybe you had a PlayStation and your PlayStation got destroyed or stolen or something, I don't know, and you don't want to buy a whole new PlayStation, I don't know, and maybe this would be it for you. I don't know. Whatever suits your fancy. But at the very least, it's useful now as a standalone device. Now, the quality of the streaming, I don't own one, obviously, so I couldn't really go out and test it out. And people are saying, that it's better. Of course, with all the updates, that's most likely why it's much better, because it's better across the board. So is it playable though? Yeah, it's definitely playable from what I can understand. I haven't seen any extended gameplay sessions with it, but I anticipate most likely, just like when you're playing with Stadia, Nvidia, Xbox Game Pass, the closer you are to your router, the better. If a lot of devices are on the network, if a lot of devices are hogging the network, people watching YouTube or whatever, you're gonna have some issues, whatever. So all those things stand to still be an issue with this. It's nothing new, and I'm not gonna knock that against it. I just don't know what the general quality is. But if the general quality is at least good enough, gets the job done, yeah, I would say it might be worth it. Now, here's the only thing I would have to say about it is the game catalog. What's the quality of the game catalog on a PlayStation network or a PlayStation Cloud network? I don't know what they call it. I don't know if they're all really good. I don't know if they're all current system games. I don't know if they got, like Xbox does day one releases or whatnot. I don't know if they do that. I really don't know. But if the quality of the games are good, or at least good to any particular person, and you have fun with those games, you like those games, yeah, I'd say it might be worth it. You got to pay your monthly fee, of course, but other than that, that's with anything though. Any of these cloud gaming systems, but cloud gaming, what's the word I'm looking for? Services. I know it started with an S. There's gonna be some subscription coming in there, so can't do nothing about that. It is what it is. The bottom line is, it is an improvement, and now I would say the PlayStation Portal is worth a look at. Just taking a look at it, and it could be a standalone system. I'm gonna keep an eye on things and see if they can continue going. I would say a PlayStation Portal 2 is gonna be the shit. Bottom line, I'm gonna put it out there. It's probably gonna be the shit. This is the first device, that flagship device. It's gonna have its kinks. It's not gonna be. They're kind of learning what works and what doesn't work, and they realized that only streaming from the PlayStation was probably a dumbass move. So they decided to utilize this cloud gaming system that we already have, which is brilliant. Should have been from the very beginning. This current device, current generation of it, if they come with a new generation, I would say that would be the one I would definitely take a look at. And well, depending on everything, but I would definitely take a look at and see what they're doing with it. But the current one, yeah, it's better, but I'm probably not gonna get it. But I'm not saying it's not worth it now. It might be. Just depends on, your preferences. Anyway, put it in the comments. What do you think? Do you own one? Will you purchase one? If you don't own one, do you plan on purchasing one? Are you at least thinking about it now? Taking a look? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, if you like more Steam Deck, ROG Ally news, walkthroughs, or even our handy dandy MetaQuest 3 gameplay lives, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist. And I'm out.